Remembrance Day evokes for me a tremendous, you know, and profound sense of what it means to be Canadian and the pride in a great country that so many men and women ultimately gave the supreme sacrifice for. And thinking back, I was born in 1967, so in grade school in the early 70s, you were really within 25 years of the end of the Second World War. So the memory of certainly the Second World War was permeated, society, from a good friend of mine whose father had lost a leg escaping from a Canadian Sherman tank in the days after D-Day, through to, just all those veterans marching on Remembrance Day. So I think as a Canadian, Remembrance Day is a particularly poignant time of year, and one where I feel extremely proud to call myself Canadian. As a young lieutenant, I first flew on the C-130 Hercules transport aircraft. We flew globally around the world, and we were often fortunate enough to be the face of Canada in the world. So a great example was in 1991. It must have been August. It was really hot. We were in Djibouti, and we were flying relief supplies into Ethiopia because of the ongoing famine in Ethiopia. And so we would have a plane full of Canadian grain that had arrived at the port in Djibouti, and we would bring it into these dirt airfields all around Ethiopia towards the Somalia border. And I remember one in particular. We landed, and these sacks of grain were probably 40 or 50 pounds, and these local men would arrive as we landed, very slight, as people in the area are, and they would carry 2 or 3 of these sacks of grains getting off the plane, and they'd be singing "Canada, Canada, Canada" as we were bringing these supplies to them. And I thought that was a particularly fond memory, because if I could have just taken one Canadian on each one of those missions to see how, certainly at that time, the world viewed Canada was something very special, and something I was proud to be the face of for those moments in time when I was fortunate enough to. When thinking about choosing to serve your country, it's interesting, because when I think back, I had been in the Air Cadets, and while I had a great respect for the military, I can't honestly say that at the time that I joined up, I really understood that, what it meant to serve your country. But as my career went on, and the demands on me and my family personally, but also the opportunities I was given, is such an amazing feeling to think that you're adding to the fabric of your country, that you're contributing, that your service is meaningful, and that you're out there, in many cases, in harm's way to protect those Canadian values that we hold so dear. And so, in reflection now, after a 33-year military career, I think the most meaningful part of any of that career, more so than any decoration or any promotion, was just that I was so fortunate enough to serve Canada and Canadians. For young people today, I think that the military provides so much opportunity, whether it's just service, experience, leadership opportunities, technical skills, and wow, a whole lot of fun. I mean, I never felt like a day in the Air Force, and there were some tough ones, but I never really felt like it was a day of work. It was such a rewarding career. And not everyone's going to serve 33, 35, 40 years. But, you know, for you young men and women that may be listening to this, all I can say to you is that it would be a great start to any career path you chose, with a little bit of excitement, a little bit of experience, and a little bit of giving back to Canada. And Air Force rocks! Woo!